Onto this conversation now. Fashion Week Studio Inc. has unveiled its lineup of designers set to captivate audiences. First at the Milan Fashion Week Studio presentation scheduled for September 23rd and 24th, followed by a stunning showcase at the Paris Fashion Week Studio on the 27th and 28th of September, with Pan-African designers flying their nation's flags high as they showcase at the Milan and Paris Fashion Weeks next month. I'm joined by one phenomenal woman and one phenomenal gentleman, Nathanaelle, Hottois, Galetlole, Fashion Week Studio founder, and Wandile Molebatsi from Jessica Jane label, the fashion designer and founder. Good evening to you both. Thank you very much for joining us here on Newsnight. How exciting that African and South African designers will be showcasing on these international platforms.
Incredible.
First, let's just chat about what Fashion Week Studio does as a platform.
So thank you for having us, first of all. So Fashion Week Studio was founded in 2017. We have been doing shows in Paris. We are known for being with the Ritz in Paris. We expanded to Milano at the Palazzo Serbelloni, which was once the residence of Napoleon. And now we are extending to New York with the launch of the Fashion Week Studio Pan-African Luxury Group next season, not this one, but the following one. So we have a platform that showcases designers worldwide. We've worked with over 150 brands, and we've realized that there is a large market demand for African fashion, but unfortunately that demand is not particularly being met by African designers, which is why we decided to launch the initiative of the Pan-African.
Amazing.
Yes.
I mean, South African designers and African designers at that have just been evolving. And African fashion is now luxury fashion. We are seeing, you know, African fashion tap into that market, and it's stunning to see.
Right.
As Jessica Jane, the fashion label, how excited are you and your wife to have this opportunity?
I mean, for us, it's incredible. You know, it's so exciting to be working with Fashion Week Studio and just to be promoting what's very proudly and loudly South African, you know, and just to take what we consider quite an important message out to the rest of the globe, you know, about social cohesion, about creating a platform for peace through really high-end couture garments is really, for us, out of this world. We're so excited.
And let's talk about, you know, as a South African designer, having the opportunity to showcase on an international stage. I don't know how often your label has. I've attended a few fashion weeks here in South Africa, and it's amazing to watch. But for a designer to have that international platform must mean so much. What does it mean to you as a brand?
It's life-changing. I mean, we had a showing in Paris with Nathanaelle, and it was just the exponential change after coming back from that show is incredible. You know, just the sense of the scale of what fashion can do on a global market is just absolutely out of this world. And I think for us, what's really important is the message that's behind what Jessica Jane is trying to do about social cohesion, and the fact that Jess comes from a Scottish, French, Mauritian background, and I'm a Xhosa man, and combined we sort of promote a story that's more than just about fashion. It's about who we are as a people and about our unity moving forward, which is just incredible.
Stunning. Well, we're going to have a look at one of your pieces in a short while, but I just wanted to ask you, Nathanaelle, how do you go about then selecting? Because South Africa and Africa has some amazing designers. We see them showcase whenever Fashion Week happens, but how do you go about selecting who you give this amazing opportunity and platform to?
Definitely. So we are looking for designers who first and foremost has incredible quality in terms of the manufacturing of the garment. But we are looking for designers who want to take their culture overseas. So we really are keen on finding couture houses and designers who will represent their culture through their garment. This is definitely very important to us because I believe that the reinvention of the African culture in a contemporary way is something that is very in with the market right now. And we are very excited because, as you can see, I am wearing Molebatsi, and it definitely speaks loud in terms
now
of culture.
Now I feel like I should have made something happen. I should have worn a piece from you guys as well. But let's look at one of the pieces then. The stunning model is in studio with us, wearing one of your gorgeous pieces. Just talk us through this beautiful item that she's wearing.
So this one we're very proud of. It's actually called the Nomkhumane, and it's a synergy of what Jess's incredible creative genius is really all about. So it's chantilly lace on umbhaqo, which is a traditionally Xhosa outfit, Xhosa fabric, sorry. And what she did did is that she took the two fabrics and merged them together and created this incredible garment, which is both a wedding dress, but also it's got elements of it that are very traditionally Xhosa, you know, and that's what she's proud of, that she merges the two elements stylistically to make quite a beautiful garment. And Minnie Dlamini wore this in Paris.
Oh, did she?
And so it was an incredible reception. So we were so excited.
And I love how you can see the incorporation of the Xhosa culture, but it's so subtle, but still so significant and so stunning. Let's talk a little bit about the Jessica Jane brand and how you want it to be perceived, how you want people to embrace it and accept it.
Well, one thing that was very important to Jessica Jane was the fact that, you know, fashion is not just about what we've got on the outside. What was a very big thing for Jess was that the way that fashion makes women feel is confident and proud and beautiful. And that's really what she wants to promote with the couture line. That Molebatsi is about social cohesion, but also a sense of pride and dignity in when you're wearing a piece of garment or a couture piece that she's made. And so what was very exciting for us now with partnering with Fashion Week Studio was that the amplification of an international platform is just out of this world. Because all of a sudden the message becomes amplified and people around the world get to see what the miracle of South Africa really is. And that's really exciting about Molebatsi.
Nathanaelle, let's chat a little bit about how African fashion is perceived on an international scale. I mean, as a fashion lover and a consumer, I obviously hear what South Africans and Africans enjoy about it, but how is the brands that are born here in Africa perceived internationally?
Well, I actually think that there is a lack of understanding coming from African designer in terms of how much it is wanted on the American and European market. There is a very high demand for African luxury. And I think when we think of African luxury, we think of simplicity in its most beautiful form. And there is such a high demand for it. Therefore, I believe that this is the time for African designers to bring their culture. And I would definitely say, do not try to come and do what the world is doing. Really bring your culture, because it is definitely required, requested. Yes.
So someone watching who is maybe an up-and-coming designer who's magnificently talented, could they be afforded an opportunity like this? Or are you only looking at established designers who have had somewhat of a journey already in making this sort of thing happen for?
Well, it's a very good question. In fact, we are open to both.
Okay.
So last season, we did have other brands that were more emerging. We've had brands that were more established. And this season, we are actually, after this show, we will launch an initiative that's going to give an opportunity to an up-and-coming designer who might be not as privileged, and this will be sponsored by Fashion Week Studio.
Wow, what an opportunity.
Yes.
What an opportunity. Listen, the work that you are doing is amazing. Thank you for showcasing our amazing African and South African brands. Really appreciate the work that you've been doing. And Wandile, you and your wife doing an amazing work. I wish you all of the best. This is such an exciting opportunity.
Yes.
We can't wait to see you represent all of us on this international platform.
Coming in Milan 2023. Super excited.
How exciting. All the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having us.
My absolute pleasure. Well, that was Nathanaelle, Hottois, Galetlole and Wandile Molebatsi talking all things fashion ahead of the Milan and Paris Fashion Week happening a little bit later this year. How exciting that our very own South African and African brands will be showcased on those platforms. But that is where we wrap up the first hour of Newsnight. Let's take a quick